are covering approaches to job design in this video, and as discussed, job design is putting the various components involved in a job in a systematic process and therefore making it more structured and more organized. Now, what are some of the approaches to job design? How the process of job designing can happen? So we have two approaches for that. One is engineering approach and the second one is the HR approach. Now, there is one very key difference, very main difference, and that is that this approach, the engineering approach, was more heavily focused on how you could increase or optimize the organization's efficiency and productivity, so you can get the most out of your employees. So the key difference that was between engineering and the HR approach was this was more employee related, and this focused on caring for the needs and wants of the employee, and it believed that when your employee is working hard and their needs are being met, the organization will eventually get to maximum and optimal results. So let's see in detail what the engineering approach read or what it entailed. So majorly engineering approach had a very scientific approach, a very scientific analysis. So a job used to be scientifically studied, and on the basis of that, work arrangements were made for an employee. A job was designed one day prior, and the employee was told what to do, exactly how it had to be done, the methods to be followed, the equipments to be used, all of that was predetermined. It was planned one day before. So the employee had little to no freedom on how they could go about the job. Training was done for the employee, selection was done in a way that the demands of the job were being met, and compensation was done on the performance basis. So this approach had all the scientific aspects to it. But what and how it used to happen was task fragmentation. So the tasks were broken down into the job was broken down into little tasks, and those tasks, one task is assigned to one employee, and this employee continues doing that task for a long period of time. The key characteristics were a scientific analysis. As explained, this one job used to be scientifically studied in this approach, and then most efficient way it could be executed was figured out, and that was implemented. Now, detailed instruction, there was no freedom to the employee on how you could go about that job. So if I say teaching, for example, the detailed teaching plan was laid out for a teacher, let's say, for example. There was no freedom on how the teacher wanted to explain a topic. There were maybe there was already a plan on how to go about that concept or that topic. Then there is task specialization. So since one employee is doing one job only, they used to be very specialized in this one thing. If I am making a container, if my company makes a container and my job is to assemble the lid on all the containers, I will be very skilled in assembling the lid with the container. So it wasn't like this approach was all bad. There were good parts of the approach, such as efficiency and productivity. So this was very focused on that, and employee used to be very skilled in one task. The task specialization was there, but there were also cons of it. So the fourth characteristic is efficiency and productivity. Of course, you're trying to optimize efficiency, you're trying to optimize productivity of the employees and the organization. So that is also a key characteristic. Now, one or two problems with the engineering approach was that okay, so when you're using one approach, the job will become, at one point of time, the job will become very monotonous. The employee will have nothing to look forward to. If I'm assembling the lids of a container every day at work, I will just assemble, and after a point it will get boring for me. There is no skill that is being developed within me, so that's a problem. Then routinization of task, again, you're doing the same old thing again and again and again, so you're bound to have a problem at some point of time with that in future. So yeah, there was no skill development in an employee, and the routinization of tasks were the two key limitations of this approach. And then from that we move on to the HR approach. Now, HR approach, as clear from the name, was more about the employees and their socio-psychological needs, and this job involved job rotation, and this job involved a lot of teamwork. This valued employee involvement a lot more than the previous one did. So decisions were made while thinking of the employees in the mind, and including them in the decision making process. There were several motivation factors, so these jobs rewarded the employees for their work, and the management used to be, in this approach, the management is very supportive, and the employees' social psychological needs are given a lot preference and a lot of importance. Now, what are the key characteristics of this approach? Interest and reward. The job is made interesting. In one line, if I had to explain this job, it would be aligning the needs and wants of the employee with the job. So that used to happen in the human relations approach. So the jobs are being made interesting, and they are rewarding the employees, whether it be monetarily. So you can give your employees compensation, but also rewarding in a sense that they felt the satisfaction and they felt that they are doing something important in your organization. Then yes, again, job satisfaction. So positive feelings, a sense of accomplishment, a connection between individual and their work. It wasn't just machines working on something. There was a human factor in this approach. Then employee needs were taken care of. The employees felt important enough that their needs and their wants were considered in this approach. And then recognition and growth. So growth in terms of maybe the organization wants the employee to develop a certain different skill, so it helps the employees develop this skill, or recognizing their work and rewarding them for their work. So these were the key characteristics of human relations approach. In one line, if I had to sum up, the HR approach was more about aligning the needs and wants of the employee to the job. But the engineering approach was more of a scientific approach, where everything was planned out for the employee and it just had to be executed by the employee in a way that the organization had already planned. So yeah, that is it from the approaches of job design, and thank you.